So quick pro tip when it comes to label filters is using wildcards. So if I drop into our sort and filter options here and go into begins with, you'll notice these two lines of text down at the bottom. The question mark is used to represent any single character. The asterisk is used to represent any series of characters. So these are the two types of wildcards that you can integrate into these filters to get a little bit more sophisticated. So like we talked about in the last lecture, if I want to show all of the titles that begin with a certain letter, very straightforward. Just type the letter, press OK. In this case, I've got all my titles that begin with A. Very simple. Going back into that label filter, what if I want any title where A is the second character? Now I can't use the standard tools. I have to use some wildcards here. So if I want A to be the second letter, all I need to do is put a question mark in the first position. And I can use a capital A, a lowercase a. This isn't case sensitive, so that's fine. And basically what the question mark says is, all right, Excel, give me any title. I don't care what the first letter of the title is, but the second letter has to be A. When I press OK, now you see all these titles that start with B, C, D, and so on, but A in every case is the second letter. So that's a good example of using the question mark wildcard. And we can also do clever things like, if we want the first letter to be S and then something in the second position and N to be the third, and press OK, we'll get any titles where S is the first. The second letter can be anything, I, A, O, U, and the third letter is an N. So we're getting more and more complicated here and more specific with our filter conditions. Now the difference between using a question mark and an asterisk is that each question mark represents a single character, whereas the asterisk can represent any length of characters. So to show you an example, let's add a second question mark between the S and the N, and press OK. Now we have titles that are S, anything, anything, N. So S as number 1, N as number 4. And going back in, if we were to take those two question marks, delete those, and replace them with an asterisk, now what we're going to show are titles that start with S and contain any string of characters leading to an N somewhere else in the title. So press OK. We see a much larger list. All of them start with S, and all of them have an N, but I don't really care where the N falls. And then finally, let's do one more example with the asterisk wildcard, where we can say, show me all the titles that start with the letter A, contain some string of text, followed by the entire word night. So I can press OK. We get these 9 titles: A Hard Day's Night, A Knight's Tale, A Night at the Roxbury, A Nightmare on Elm Street, etc. And there you have it. So these wildcards are really great tools when you want to get more complicated and more sophisticated with your filters. So let's go ahead and clear that, and there you have it.